Hey everybody and welcome to game 5 of our Rebel run. We are so far still perfect record on our Wood Elves 400, but we're about to play against PhageForge's Imperial Nobility. Now I had a look at Phage's team value before we started and I think I worked out that if I buy another catcher or a reroll, which I would like to buy both of those. I would like to add a catcher to the roster now, but I think I worked out that if I buy a catcher, then Phage will get to have a bribe against me, whereas if I don't buy a catcher, they'll have 85,000 in inducements. So for that reason and that reason only, we're not going to buy another catcher, because definitely the roster wants another catcher, but I think having a bribe or not having a bribe, we're going to fall on the side of don't give our opponent a bribe. So we will keep that cash for now and almost certainly buy some upgrades for the next game. But let's jump right in. I'll just message Phage and let him know that I am spinning now. Is bribe better than the catcher? So it's a fair question. But in general, yes, I think as long as we're playing off 11 players, which we're going to be playing off 11 regardless, because we've got MNGs and players who've died, you really don't want to give an opponent that free opportunity to remove more of your players. So yes, I think the difference between opponent getting, I guess they'll be able to have like a keg and an assistant coach, or getting the bribe in this game. I think definitely I'd rather they have the keg and the assistant coach. It does make us weaker for this game, because we're going to have a lot of journeymen for this game, and so we'd be trading that for extra movement, for dodge skill. But I think especially in a ladder where you're thinking about the long-term health of your team against a team that's got wrestle, so even can get our war answers down pretty well. I think it's not worth it this game. As JLev says, I think you could argue it either way. I think it's close, but I think I'd rather sit tight for now. So quick look at the rosters then. We have a BB3, no SBP after 4 games. What are you doing, Tree? We have a ward answer that hasn't skilled. We took a frenzy ward answer, which I have my reasons for. I talked about them a lot on the last stream. Not going to be so good in this game because Imperial Nobility have a lot of skills that go well against Frenzy. We have a catcher with 16 SPP because it's saving to get a stat. So we have a basically very underdeveloped team after 4 games, but we have reasons for that. We're up against Imperial Nobility. They've got an Ogre with Mighty Blow. They've got a block and tackle blitz. It doesn't have blodge, interestingly, but got the tackle to deal with elves like mine. Has 3 wrestle bodyguards, a thrower, a kick lineman. I'm guessing that's a random. Yeah, nice random for a 10k. And the wrestle lineman, they also were below 11, so they have 1 journeyman as well. And yeah, you see, so the difference between the cost of a lineman or a catcher is 20,000. So the difference in me buying that catcher or not would have put them from 85,000 to 105,000. 85 is a much more inconvenient amount. Like, this is not an amount that you love as an ability. He could take a mercenary and, as JLev says, just treat that as if it's a bribe and do extra fouling. I don't know, so that's what I'm going to do. Get that, and that way you have a bench, which means more options for fouling. It also just means you have a bench. I mean, Nobility are a lot of the team. Those linemen all have AV8+, so they can lose players. With that in mind, do we go offense first? I don't think so. I think we still kick first. Yeah, Frenzy's really not great against Nobility because these linemen will have Fend and these players will have Stand Firm. So the Frenzy only really like gets to do anything against the Ogre. We're probably not going to be hitting the Ogre with it. This one, Blitzer, or the Thrower. Where's the space in the roster for Griff? They can't quite afford Griff. Hi, Raggies. Only 2 rerolls for Nobility. Nobility are such a tough team to build at low TV. Like, everything is overcosted. Like, I actually had a heap of fun playing Nobility in our local tabletop league. I think there are things about the team that are really fun. They're a really strong team on defense as long as they don't die, because Stand Firm with Wrestle is super frustrating to push into when you're playing on offense. Like, it's really hard to make forward progress. The Fend, likewise, can really slow down a Bash team that doesn't get removals. Like, a Bash team that can't get removals will have a really hard time on offense against Nobility. The problem is, generally, the Bash teams will get removals because those linemen are AV8+, even the bodyguards are AV9+. It's like a team that is really good at doing a thing, but also really good at getting removed, so it can't do the thing. Dukes, thank you so much for the resub. 12 months, a full year, a whole year as one of the weirdos. Thank you, Dukes. How are you doing? Doesn't the crowd noise annoy you when they start booing? No more than the rest of the youngins I've been hearing in this for the last how many years? Alright, kicking off. Solid defense. Also, I've just realised I've got the red and blue one. Do we need the red and blue one? No, we can tell these teams apart without the red and blue. Are we doing anything with that solid defense? It's not a very interesting kick. We could, I guess, try to stack up on one of these linemen. But all that's really going to do is give up extra hits. I think we just skip it. I think it's just not worth it. Oh, you so salty, salt. Enduring a dumpster fire. Alas, it is my dumpster fire. Well, that's better than someone else's dumpster fire, maybe. Good job, random journeyman, for not dying to the first hit. The bar has been set for you. Second random journeyman, please don't die to the second hit. Morning, Torquemada. Nice. The bar has been set for you by the journeyman. Tree, don't die to the ogre hit. Don't do it. Don't die when this ogre punches you. They should probably blitz first, really, because the ogre could turn over here. They should probably pick the ball up first, really, because that's not a safe place if you were to fail the ogre hit. Blitz just gets a push. In the tree we trust. Tree, an actual misspelled tree. So much trust. What you bringing to Nafsi, Torquemada? Are you coming to Nafsi? I assume you're coming to Nafsi. Covering the ball. So at least they've covered it before they do this hit, if they're going to do the hit before the pickup. I mean, in a sense, it's a 1 in 9 either way, right? Like, a 1 in 9 is bad either way. And perhaps you think it's more important to try to knock this over before it hits you. Okay, does get the knockdown. Normally I would stand firm here, but I think they might foul it, so I'm actually going to let them push this. Okay, we're playing without a tree today. That's pretty unlucky. Just a casual 11 plus on the armor roll without needing Mighty Blow. Meant that the Mighty Blow could go on the injury roll. Well, that's a bad start. There may be trouble ahead. Oh man, this is so tempting to be like super aggressive on. It's almost certainly a bad idea. Like it's 3 plus with one, 3 plus with the other, 2 dice on the ball. But fail those 3 pluses and we're getting a war dancer stomped on. We could do 3-3-2 with a catcher with dodge to save ourselves a reroll for that. Bot's offline. Oh, hang on, I might need to wake it up. It's just one of those things where if we don't go for it now, are they going to be in a better spot next turn? Okay, looks like we're going for it. Looks like that's happening. Let's at least set up this first. Oh, sorry. Thank you. I might as well do it from here and save the dodge. No, there. There it is.
Going to jump over the plane. They're attacking the ball
Okay.
carrier.
Okay. Now we can't get that. All right. I think we're not putting a reroll into it, so let's just send a journeyman. See if they can do it. Nice. Why not? Be greedy. Yeah, J-Lev. Interesting that. Second catch is suddenly going to be quite useful. So the nice thing about getting this here is it means you probably can't blitz the war dancer. I mean, you can, but then you're just not worrying about picking the ball up. Whereas if you want to pick the ball up, you probably need to blitz that. Because who's going to carry the ball for them as well? Like, probably now you just want to get it onto this blitzer because the thrower is stunned. That was a pretty rowdy turn. I'm not certain I should have done it because even now we've knocked it down. We've created problems for them for sure, but we didn't get recovery. So there's definitely a world here where we just get beaten up and don't get anything for it. Well, I don't want the first one to die because the first one's got 16 SPPs, so I'm not really willing to attend the first one's funeral. But if it happens, it happens. You're playing Wood Elves. You have to accept that there's always a risk you're going to see all of your players' funerals. They are blitzing the catcher, not going for the ball. Wow. That is spicy. In general, I do not recommend leaving the ball on the floor against elves. Having said that, they've got stand firm around the ball. They might make it hard for me to get. We shall see.
Do you miss the old days of playing the NAF, Bob?
Not more rules. You couldn't just walk in a crowd of birds rampant. Oh, you had to ask permission, fill out a form, triplicate.
Okay, I quite like what Phage has done here. Kept a line here separating this part of my team from getting involved. So they've tried to make it hard for these ones to get involved. I'm going to have a think about what the best way to do it is. Could bring that around and hit that, but it doesn't really do that much for us. This is a nice spot for this because of the frenzy. Making that awkward. We probably have to do this one, which is an awkward dodge right off the bat. It's good. So that at least goes 2 into 1 now. Means we could do that with that free. Hush, Russ. Russ. Hey, Russ. Someone's taking something down the stairs. We can't control that. We can't control that, Russ. Okay, take that pow. Take that removal. Now we freed you up. To do what? Just step in there, or are we going to try to use you to get the ball? Ball's still pretty hard to get. We go there, then we can hit this one. If we can do this, maybe we do this dodge first, because otherwise we're just leaving that on tackle. Good. That's very good. Alright. Now we're going to blitz through here, I think. Not what we wanted, but I'm not going to reroll it.
Beautiful thing.
Do we just try the full pass pickup? Or is that quite a good square for us? I think so. I don't want that to get by the tackle. I'm going to try the full pass pickup.
Well done.
Nice. I'm going to get hit, but... And that's why you don't leave the ball on the floor against Wood Elves. I mean, they might just kill my Wood Elves now, but... Yeah. Generally don't recommend leaving the ball on the floor against Wood Elves, because Wood Elves are quite good at stealing the ball from the floor. 90% of it's going to come down to, oh, you're Assassin Dark Elves. I'm super curious about Assassin Dark Elves at NAFC because, yeah, there's a few people bringing them. Super curious to see how that goes for everyone. Oh, the bot. Sorry. All right, I'll wake the bot up. All right. Give me a second. Oh my god, you guys. It's Friday morning, okay? Give me a break. Oh, sorry, the camera's moving off because I've tried switching screens to do the bot. All right. Bot. Bot's waking up. I need to log into the bot.
Do you think there's going to be any action at all in this game? I'd like to see something happen.
Why have you timed out Shepard, JLev? Are you abusing your power? I don't know why you've timed out Shepard. Shepard's normally not a troublemaker, so I'm worried that you've done it for the wrong reason.
Like a fucking read the android's memory.
Boobies. Did you just do it so you could do that and he couldn't? Did you just do that so you could do that and he couldn't? Because that's very rude. JLev, I'm sorry. Not JLev, I'm sorry. Shit, Shepard, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry to JLev. Nobody should be sorry to JLev.
Boo.
Yeah, Boo is right. JLev, you're not allowed to use your mod powers just to get to use the foghorn. That's not the purpose of the mod powers.
Do you think there's going to be any action at all in this game? I'd like to see something happen. Or I'm just
Okay,
going
so
to
we've
watch
blitzed the
Game of
war
Thrones
dancer on a one
and
dice. Got to push. Will they reroll it? Still got the bribe. Gonna keep on mowing.
Can't argue with that call.
Does reroll it and does get the POW. Okay, scary armor roll. It's broken. And it's a KO. I've only got 2 positionals left on the pitch. This is why you could get the catcher. I know. That's a huge removal. Huge removal for the game. That changes the situation on the board quite a lot. Like the POW is one thing, the removal is really big. Okay. Last reroll. Don't think you can. Good. Yeah. Which is nice because now we've freed up a player that we wanted freed up. So we've got this hit here, which could clear the ball, but it is a loner. Bring that here first, and then we can take this hit, which isn't a loner. Although if we... Oh no, that's alright there, yeah.
Count those teeth, Chief.
Okay, well, who needs rerolls?
Round in a few seconds' time.
That's why we didn't do the loner first, I guess.
They've got the advantage. But there is
Very, very nice POW. There's fine.
I think this player would rather be alone.
So we're going to want to pick that up on you, but I think we definitely want to dodge this first. This one, I don't know if we can dodge first, it's on tackle, but you're not on tackle, so we're going to dodge you next. Bring you round to here, I guess. And then you've got to try to pick this ball up. Good. Haven't blitzed yet. Maybe that's before any blitz, because that helps give us a bit more. So, I mean, not so much of a screen, is it? You'll still be able to go through. But at least tie that up. Okay, got off the tackle, that's nice. So now we still have dodge skill. Bring you around. And then might as well do a blitz, which might as well be that.
On the floor again. Worms or something.
One dice this. I think we don't. I think we let them deal with it. Alone just means you're putting your SVP behind a paywall. That is a funny way of thinking about it, and not inaccurate. If you have no rerolls, then it doesn't do anything. Exactly. Big brain plays. So many wood elves at Nafsi, they must be OP. You be quiet, Thulian, with your ripper underworld. Making the world a worse place to play Blood Bowl in. One underworld team at a time. Thulian over there. Thulian, who saw Nafsi and thought, this is a festival of Blood Bowl that people come to enjoy themselves. Why don't I ruin it? Why don't I make sure that everyone I play just has a sad time? I see you, Thulian. I know what you're up to.
Did you know that the new Cabal
I do love the idea of the assassin stabbing Noblars. That sounds hilarious.
Don't confuse the viewers, Jim. These have been selling fast, not that they're made out of cake and jam.
You don't think Zons are a good team? I feel like the Zon stats beg to differ. Firian, thank you so much for the resub. How are you? Oh, last reroll for Phage here. Has to put it in if they want to stop us from scoring. Unless they just say, okay, you score. They're going to just say, okay, you score, and we'll keep the reroll because they're going to be back on offense in a second. Now the question is, what, if any, dice do we roll before scoring? We can't stall here, but we can be greedy about trying to score on the catcher, and I think we have to be. Because we don't really want the lone SVP.
Not a wise place to end your turn on the border of the pitch. If the player gets pushed
Nice.
to the ground,
I would have been so sad if that had snaked, but yeah, we didn't really want the loner SVP. We do want the catcher SVP.
they simply have a better dot, or they hit harder.
Oh, Bodens came back, great. So we are still out the tree. The tree's gone and not coming back, but we have all of our elves, which is nice. Phage, by keeping that reroll, gives himself a better chance to score back, so I think it's not a terrible choice to do that. I think, like, instinctively, my first thought was you've got to reroll it because I'm gonna score if you don't. But actually, like, even if Phage makes the sack there, there's a good chance I score anyway, and so better to keep that reroll to try to score now. I actually think Phage was good reroll discipline there. I think people just don't know how to play against Suns. Number one, be dwarfs. Number two, don't not be dwarfs. You're gonna have a hard. J-Lev's gonna have a hard time convincing you that they're not a good team. He can argue that they are. People are playing against them wrong, and I know J-Lev's a good Blood Bowl player, so he might be right. But he's gonna have a hard time convincing me that they're not a good team. Any team that starts with two players have strength 4 and dodge, as well as defensive, so it's not even easy to get guard hits against them. I'm not buying that that's a bad team. I thought people said they were number 2, not number 4. And so what else is in the top 4? Underworld are number 1 by like a million miles. What's next? Undead, yeah, Undead are very strong, especially in NAF. In NAF tournaments, Undead build really well. I took Undead to the last NAFC because I just got my minis from Chris Frozen and I felt like they carried me the whole tournament. No, there's no way vampires are number 2. Like, vampires are good, but they're not number 2. I've played vampires now, and J-Lev, if you haven't played with them at a tournament a bunch, I would say they're good, definitely good, but they are very, very swingy on if your opponent rolls good armor and injury. If your opponent rolls good armor and injury, then you just get wiped out, because you have to base to use the skill. Like, you don't have control of that. If your opponent rolls good armor and injury when you go in for the Hypno Gaze, you have no vampires. And you have to go in for the gaze, otherwise you're not taking advantage of what your team does well. The problem is they're really like dice dependent. Using Morg against vamps, yeah, I'd say Morg probably does a number on vampires, yes. Hargrim. Firion, you asked why I've got Frenzy. You asked if my Frenzy on the ward answer was a choice or random. It's a choice. And it's a choice that's quite specific to the setting. And I talk about this a lot when people ask me about building rosters. If people end up watching this run on YouTube, they're going to hear me saying this over and over again, I'm sure. But we're playing in Rebel right with this team. And Rebel is a 9-game season and then playoffs, if we get to playoffs. So I'm building a team to try to have the team that I want in playoffs, which is only 9 games away. So I think you can't random on your ward answers in that setting because I need them to have the skills I want for playoffs. And I've made quite a specific decision with this one because it was running away quite early on SVP that I want to try to get a Frenzy Juggernaut one because I find Frenzy Juggernaut a really fun combination and quite a powerful combination for Wood Elves in the right matchups. And so, yeah, we went Frenzy first because it's more interesting than Juggernaut on its own, but we're saving for Juggernaut as soon as we can to try to get that player for playoffs is the whole reason that we have that player. Mm. How rowdy am I feeling? 3+ dodge, 3+ leap. Take the ball. Or deadboard answer. I could do 3+ leap from here. Okay, fine. They are good, J-Lev, but I'm just telling you to give them a go before seeing how you feel about them in a tournament, because my first game with them, I would say that I lost and it was fully out of my control because the Black Hawks just deleted all my vampires. I went in for the ball, I stole the ball, I sacked it, and then I started losing players. And then they picked up the ball again, so I went in to get it again, and then they cast some more players. Because you can't not base. Like, if you want to use Hypnotic Gaze, you have to base. And as Talk said, that player the runners have AV8. So, like, if your opponent rolls well, you run out of vampires very quickly. And then you're playing a team of thralls that also die very quickly. So they can be very good, but I don't think you can put them at number 2 because they're really unreliable. I wouldn't ever think they're that likely to do well in a 6-game tournament because I think they will always have a game in 6 games where they implode. in a 3-game tournament, I think they can be very, very strong. But I think in 6 games, the odds of not having a game where your team gets murdered are just not that good. Hey, Jimmy. Obviously, like, it depends on your rule set as well, right? Like, if they have, you know, the right skills, the right tier, obviously that always makes a difference. But oh, Phage can't pick the ball up anymore. Reroll's gone. Okay, so no rerolls left for the Imperials. They've got to. Oh, okay. Went for the handoff to the faster player. I like that. They've got this turn, then 2 more to score. Yeah, so I think Chicken Bowl probably has a nice rule set for them. I'm not sure. Because I know Andy like went out of his way to make nice rule sets for everyone. Although I don't think they're that. I don't think his rule set does much for Wood Elves, which I have said to him. Like the difference in like 10k on the Wood Elves doesn't really do anything that's useful. You sort of need it to be 20. Yeah, I mean, Torquemada has played a lot of vampire games, so I would listen to him. This isn't someone who's pulling it out of nowhere. Very good vampire coach with some very good tournament results under his belt.
Players arrive to assist their teammate.
I was about to see some tournament wins, and I was like, I don't actually know if that's true or not. Cause I thought you were going to win Brighton, and you didn't, because of Hex Baron being a big bully. Two now shields, okay. There you go. Your little friend. He's a big bully and you know it. Okay, this ball does not look very safe. So we can get that there. And we can do that. We'd get the 2 dice in the first hit. We would not get 2 dice in the second hit. We would get red dice in the second hit, but I think we just go for it. Let's bring you across first. The problem is with no rerolls, we can't do any of the like other stuff I'd like to do before doing this. And I'm not willing to put this in here to make the second hit 1 dice because it's just not worth it. So I think we just go for the 2 into red and risk it. Can I avoid the rush by cutting a corner? Yes. It's good. Oh no! We nearly had the dream scatter.
What you'd expect.
We nearly had the dream scatter and then it came back. Okay. Still not terrible at all. What do we do here? We could dodge into that square and be a pain. We could stand here and just take a 1 dice on that one. Do you know what? The 1 dice isn't terrible because the worst case scenario there is if we fail the 1 dice, we're still basing that thrower. The other player they most want to score on is here. This is a good scoring player. I think we just stand you up. We could dodge those 2, we might get 2 dice on that one. I think let's not roll dice that can injure our water hunters. I think that's a good rule. Let's not give them a chance to injure our water hunters when we don't need to. Okay, fine. I told Hexbaron's wife Andy calls him my little friend and she thought it was very funny. Are you even taller than him?
Talismans are us are certainly making a splash.
So, we didn't get the ball back, but Phage has got no rerolls, and they've got to be scoring positions this turn. This can quite easily be a scoring threat, but it's not going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that is a scoring threat. That is a scoring threat. Just.
A good coach always uses the right
Okay,
player
does not power the wall answer. We like that. Are they going to try to pick up on the blitzer again? It won't put itself in scoring range though if it picks up on. If that picks up. 1, 2. Then what? No, we're around the same height. I've got like 30 kilos on him. The problem with Chaos Cup is you won't want to take vampires because you've told me the disgusting things you can do for Chaos Cup. J-Lev's been talking to me about Chaos Cup rusters, and Chaos Cup and Morg Underworld look very much on the agenda, which is very sad. Makes me a lot less sad that I'm missing Chaos Cup this year after going last year. Like, it's like Morg Underworld, and you don't even have to give up that much. You still get 4 skills, I think you said? Does not sound fun. Oh, we've lost an elf. Only badly heard, was it? Is an actual rostered one. English breaks fast. Is English and has broken fast. I mean, they lasted until turn 7. It could be faster. What armor is the Vargeist? Because the one reason I thought maybe the Vargeist could be good in some settings is because the armor just gives you one more player that's not so likely to die right away. +10, so that's something at least. Because that was the thing that surprised. The reason I'm saying all this about the vampires is that was what really surprised me playing them at a tournament. Having similar to J-Lev, just thought this team looks really, really good. Like seeing how brittle. Wow, that's a bad scatter for them. Seeing how brittle they can be, I was a bit surprised by. Okay, that's a great scatter for me. Not so great for my opponent. We can't get 2 dice on this though, because of where it's positioned, so we can blitz on a 1 dice and try to pick up, I guess. That would go 2 into 1, so let's not do that. Let's tag you. Let's bring you around so we have a scoring threat. I won't dodge you yet because of the tackle. I think we've just got to try this one nice. Nice. And then see if we can pick it up. Can't. So they can still score, and they can punch this ward answer. But we also can score if they fail things. And they haven't got a reroll either, so this is a potentially quite a swingy moment, because if they were to take all of their hits, I mean, they probably shouldn't take all of their hits here because they're going to try and score, but if they were to take all of their hits, they could end up removing a lot of things for the second half. But equally, if they fail that pickup, we can score. So quite a Oh my god, I've just seen how much of the time bank Phage has already used. We have put them under a lot of pressure on this offense, so on both offenses, but yeah, it's going to be tough for them in the second half. I've used quite a lot of time bank. I think I've been chatting a lot. I didn't realise how much I'd used. Okay, I thought they might go for the surf there, just for the sake of surfing a war dance, but they haven't done that. Tag this one. So you can free up the thrower and throw this to here. Obviously, you're probably going to want to try to blitz this away. I mean, for Phage, if they can get this touchdown, this is a really nice piece. Oh, they're not? Okay. Huh. I'm a bit confused now. Because I thought when you didn't go for the serve here, that you should be trying to blitz here to free this up. I think if you're trying to use the blitz just to kill things, which is what this looks like as you've pushed me onto the ogre, your better chance of getting the kill is to try to serve that. That would have been my thinking. Although I guess this could get them SVP, so there's also that element to things. Hey, Kindred. Blood Bowl Nut, happy birthday. This feels wrong that you've given me a sub on your birthday. It feels like I should be giving you something. But thank you. Happy birthday. And if ever there was a sign that it was Blood Bowl Nut's birthday, do you know what happened on turn 1 of this game, Blood Bowl Nut? I think this is the one day of the year where ogres get to be better than trees, because turn 1 of this game, the ogre cast my tree. So for once you were correct. We all know it's not the norm, but this one time you were right. Okay, we don't have a thrower. So, probably not going to score, but got to try. How do we try? Or do we not worry about scoring and go for the surf? Because we could dodge to blitz this, push here, bring that there, and potentially surf this. Not worry about trying to score. I don't know, I think we just try to score. Even though it's not that likely. Oh, why couldn't I surf it? I think I could have surfed it. This isn't a stand firm or fend one. We were talking about surfing this one, not the one I'm hitting. Just try that 5+. Oh, it's a 6+. Okay, it's even worse than I thought. I thought that was going to be a 5+. Is that a 5+? Nope, still a 6+. Trying to... Still a 6+. Do we have bad weather? Is that why it's 6+? Is it sunny? I think it must be sunny and I didn't realise. Yeah, it's very sunny. Okay, so we're not going to make it in the 6+. Oh, I didn't even realise that. Alright. Well, let's just try a 6+ pass then. In fact, at that point, it doesn't really even matter where we throw it from, so there's no point doing a dodge. Might as well just try that. Just roll a 6. Easy. 6 me. We've rolled a 6. That's outrageous. Will they deflect it? We've actually rolled a 6. It's in the dice log, so they can deflect it, but I've just rolled a 6, so unless they deflect it, this pass is accurate. That's so rude. I'm sorry, Phage. I'm sorry. That is why you put a scoring threat in, but that was rude. Just the casual no reroll 6. Talk, thank you so much for the resub. 28 months is one of the weirdos. Somehow the only time Asta wants to cuddle up when I'm watching Bubba is when I'm streaming. Asta's a wise dog, that's why. Asta gets it. Dog stream. Even though I wasn't able to get dog cam working again. I did try. I don't know why I didn't work today, because I've got a new webcam that was working on other stuff, but I couldn't seem to make it work on Streamlabs, and I was in a bit of a rush to get started because I was already a bit late, so I'll try and fix that for next time. So that's very, very nice, because actually, like, playing offense into an ability is not the easiest, so having that second touchdown just gives me a load of leeway here, makes it a lot less stressful. Oh, you've given me a surf here. I think Phage has forgotten Frenzy for a second here. And I probably have to try to punish that, unfortunately. Definitely a bit light on players. Playing on 9. No, we're not going to Dakar at 2-0 up. 2-0 up, I think we're definitely... I'd rather score quick. So we're trying to see if we can get extra SBP on the team. This looks like they forgot they had kick. No! I had a free surf. Always happens. Always happens when you get someone leaves a surf on, is you get the solid defense. Boo. Christopher, he doesn't have Frenzy, so I don't think he'd be able to surf the ball dancer instead on the blitz. This is still Rebel. I can't complain. I've just rolled a 6 to score on my last, a no reroll 6, so I can't complain at all, but Phage definitely dodges a bullet here, because that is a... although they're not moving that one. Phage. Phage. Have you still not seen what I'm planning here? It's like all set up. And they can't change either of this now because they've got 2 in this wide zone. Oh, Phage, mate. This is... Mate. Right, mate. I'm in the Aussie conference. You have to drop the mate sometimes. Oh, Phage. Fend does affect Frenzy, yeah. But this is a thrower. It doesn't have Fend. We are going to have to do a dodge because they brought this ogre across to get the assist for the serve. So I probably need to get the ball first. And we'll just bring that back out of range for now. Good. It's fine. That Warlance has now moved all of its movement, so we need to put something in front of that ASAP. Good. And then we will start dodging these ones. Hi, Kiss Member. I'm sorry, Phage. I feel really mean, but you left it there. I had to surf it.
potted trees.
I remember.
Yes, I saw your infamous after the...
How you and Giraffe play this far out is astonishing. What, as in the Zoom? Do you play closer up? I need to be far out. I want to be able to see more of the table. Are we going to blitz the frenzy one now? There's two plays here. One is bring this wrestle here, get the tackle hit on the one answer. The other play I was thinking is you could blitz here and then just stick stand firm in front of that to be annoying and make it scary for me next turn. You're going to see Giraffe in 13 or 14 hours? Tell her we miss her. I miss Giraffe. I'm having a bit of a missing everyone moment because two of my closest friends in Brighton, like really some of like the most important friends I've had since I moved here, who some of you know, I think, Lolo and Lorenza. I've definitely raided Lolo a couple of times. They're moving back to Italy and last night was their going away drinks. So I had a good old cry last night. And I'm still feeling sad they're not going to be here. They've just been such good friends and they lived so close. Like they were people who looked after my spare keys for me. They looked after Ross so many times. But like just more than that, they were just the most amazing friends. I'm so sad they're going. I'm happy for them because I think things have been difficult here for a little while for them recently, but I'm gutted for me. Oh, more SVP for the Frenzy Blitzer. And Sepapa for you. Now you can go and help that one.
Nicely deflected.
I wish I'd done those books the other way around because you're the one who needs one SVP for a level. Although we're getting you towards Juggernaut, which is good. This is the thing with Imperial ability, like they need to base everything, but they're also not that good at surviving if they base everything. Okay, so we're now 9 on 9 on the pitch, which is nice.
I think this player would rather be alone.
Bring them forward now. Don't worry, you get to see me in a week. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing you, Hendy. Of course I'm looking forward to seeing Hendy. Looking forward to seeing Blood Bowl Gang. Hendy, was it you who was saying you've never gone round the dioramas at Warhammer World? Or was it someone else? I'm getting mixed up. Because Warhammer World on Friday I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to my first Friday night at the Orchard experience for NAFC. I've never done that before. The Blood Bowl, take it or leave it, but the rest, yeah. Hendy, honestly, like I need to, like I obviously I'm meeting up with my author friend, but I'm assuming that won't take all the time, and I would definitely be up for going around the dioramas again. So if you need company for going around the dioramas, so up for that. I stinking love the dioramas. They are quite expensive. Like it is not cheap to go and see them, but I love them. Yeah, next weekend. Hey, Lappa. Knobs get good once they have some levels in their bodyguards. Yeah. Guard bodyguards. Guard bodyguards are so good. Again, like playing him in the local tabletop league with him. Guard, and then I put dodge on some of them as well, which was outrageous. Guard, dodge, bodyguards just stand in the way and ruin everything for everyone until they die. But with dodge, they're not nearly as likely to die.
Without the bow, it's just war. You can see that.
Until you play dwarves. But I was lucky that the one dwarf team we ran into in the local league was with quite a new player coaching them.
And that's a holding maneuver if ever I saw one.
Bonk that one.
I think this player
Level! Nice. Nice. That's 6 SVP for, or 7 even SVP for Argaday. We still probably want to keep, so now we've got this one up to rolling for a stat, probably like war dances are the next, where we should be focusing our SVP if we can in this game after that. We're just going to block this.
right next to a teammate.
Why dodge when we can punch? Oh my god. Smashing the ogre armor. Always a winning strategy. It's been a bashy offense. We've got 2 Kaz and a KO. And now we've stunned an ogre. Hey, Shamba. Last time I went round, it was free and just called the Hall of Miniatures or something like that. It was just a display case of GW models through the ages. I went in blind and running to dioramas. I grown up singing Games Workshop rulebooks with experience.
Have you tried that Croxiade with bow?
The first time I went in, I was just completely blown away. I was just completely blown away by all of it. And like, bear in mind that like I don't play almost any of the games that are on display there, right? Like these aren't games I play. Like there's a load of Warhammer 40,000, a lot of Age of Sigmar. I don't play those games, but I still love them. I mean, I just played Blood Bowl, so there was very little Blood Bowl. In fact, the Blood Bowl was hilariously underwhelming, but everything else was amazing. Hey, Spluggy, and is anyone else I haven't said hello to? No, it was Dunfrian. It's now prone. Is Tree's Tree dead? It's not dead. It got badly hurt on the first turn of the game, so it's not evadable, but it's not dead. I thought bodies were nerfed because they changed leap seems not the case. They're definitely nerfed. They're definitely not as good as they were. You know, I think the general mood of lots of streamers has been they're not even worth playing in the ladder, which I have resisted and got mine up to Grandmaster, and I'm now doing an off-stream run with them to see if I can do something even better, but we'll see. But this is a league, this is a rebel, and it started well for us. They're definitely worse. There's no question that they're worse. But I think people set their bar of terrible too pessimistically. They're no longer one of the best teams in the game, and that's fine. There are better teams if you just want to play the most successful teams.
Can't argue with that call, can you, Bob?
No.
I think we have to wrestle here. I don't really want to, but I don't want that stood there either, because we need to get the ball safe. So I might just put you here to hopefully reduce the fouling. I'm going to go there to give that a hit. You're going to go here. You need to get up and dodge without rushing.
Nice.
That'll help the player move without risk.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the problem with them, Torquemada, is in the ladder now. Definitely, like, another part of the problem with them in ladder is just the new injury table is so much harsher that your team can just die so much easier. Not like all at once, right? Because the death is still only a 15 or 16 on the thing, but your niggling injuries like will happen and will add up, and then the team just can evaporate, which stinks. And fouling is so much more part of the game as well, that like you're more likely to run into teams that can damage you.
How about a refreshing glass of blood wine? The other players stood there like statues. It's such easy.
Okay, kills the sack.
Well grappled.
Can they recover though? This I think can get round on it. Oh no, it's a 4+, isn't it? Yeah, so we did do that one. Stuff like orcs go from a good match off Underworld in NAF level terrible in the orcs. Yeah. The ladder has. It's been interesting because I wouldn't have known that until seeing how the ladder. So that actually has been quite interesting. Underworld can still do fine in this ladder, I think, but they're not as busted as they are in NAF at all, because you get scarier skill teams. Yeah, I understand that, Torquemada. I really do. I really do understand that. It's not fun when you play games that you don't really play in. And it's one of the reasons why I'm not nearly as anti-concession as some people are. And I do see both sides of that even still, but yeah, it's definitely a reason for me. Okay, we're gonna blitz with you.
I should probably say something meaningful to all our Cabal Vision viewers. All I can think of is splat.
I'm gonna try to pick up on you as well.
Quick and easy.
And then you here. I'm not trying to stall. I'd like to score on this player, so I'm gonna set up to try to do that next turn, hopefully.
What's that player doing?
Rolling on the ground in agony, Joe. Here comes the
Could have frenzy trapped myself a bit there, but just roll a POW. Always good strategy.
Beautiful thing. Another player on the ground. Which will be spitting teeth at this.
Is this a journeyman? No, so I might as well dodge it off the ogre so that we haven't got that on an ogre.
At the same time.
He is not moving.
What do I need to put Mighty Blow on this? It's 12, isn't it, for a secondary skill, first one? Because the choice is for Earl Day. Since we've already done Frenzy here, it's either tackle first, then save for Mighty Blow, or it's Mighty Blow first, then save for tackle. If we're going to get up to 10 here, I'm almost going to be inclined to just save for Mighty Blow right away. The team's going to get expensive fast with these secondary skills and the war dances, but again, I'm trying to build the team thinking about playoffs and the tools I'll want in playoffs more than about just what I need right now. Because it is only a... Oh, I thought I hit it in turn. Sorry, Phage. Sorry. My mistake. It is a 9-game season, then playoffs, and so I'm just trying to make a team that is competitive for playoffs. And for me, I think that means we don't mess around with randoms on the key players. We just need to get the levels we want for the skills we want in a short season. Start on the catcher, yeah. So the catcher's got enough to roll a stat. We really just want movement. If we roll agility, we'll probably take it, but it will slow it down for being the 110 we want it to be.
Facilities have only been built in modern stadia since the last decade.
So
Before that, the waste was
I've finished the blood pass. All right, it's not blood pass stuff. Yeah, Torquemada, I'm with you on that. I think like if you're, I think more carrot is needed less stick in general on the concessions.
That'll help the player move without risk.
That ogre started so well, getting a Kaz on turn 1, but has slowed down. Toxic Tree pretending to farm a puzzle, she's already finished it. Sod off. Sod off. Right? Your anti-tree malicious lies. I see what you're doing.
Gathering around that little player, like halflings around a sandwich.
And we punch that one, and we just score. Oh, trying to do it. Score! Alright. I would have liked to score earlier so we had more time to try to turn them over and maybe even go for a 4th, but that is definitely diamond shoes are too tight kind of complaint. This has gone very well overall. So Phage still has 1 reroll. And they are on the same number of players as us. I think it's playing 9 on 9 now. Oh god. Free bribes. I mean, they probably were going to foul us anyway, so might as well give us one. Diamond shoes do not sound practical or comfortable. They don't really, do they? But I think that's the point. If your diamond shoes are too tight, you've still got diamond shoes, which means at the worst, you could sell those diamond shoes and have a lot of money.
He's whistled into the ground. Awesome.
Who are you selling them to? I don't know. Someone who has the right size feet, or who just wants to have a beautiful pair of diamond shoes. Are you in the? Sorry, Shamba. Did I misinterpret that message? Are you in the market? Are you in the market for some diamond shoes, and you wanted to see if I'm? I don't actually own any, I'm afraid. But I'll help you look. Shamba's like, no. I don't want diamond shoes. I want diamond boots.
Or I'm just going to go and watch Game of Gnomes instead.
Yeah, Torquemada, that's definitely the problem. That is definitely the problem. It's 100% the problem with ladder is there's no consequence to losing. I mean, like, there is at the very top of the ladder, right? Like, once you are in a strong position to qualify, then losing to the wrong opponent can set you back quite a lot. But when you're early in the run, it really doesn't matter that much. Nothing says I'm rich and I have no taste like diamond Crocs. I think we're coming up with some real gold here, guys. I think we might be about to start a fashion revelation.
Beautiful thing.
Diamond Crocs with a K. Right. Let's just be aggressive because ultimately I've got the win now anyway. Actually, sorry, change that one. You go there. So maybe this will cause some sort of dice failure that could get us a 4th touchdown. Or maybe they'll just get away and go score, and that's fine too, because it doesn't really make a big difference to us. I suppose with it being a league, actually, like, touchdown difference might make a difference at some point, but I'm more interested in trying to get the give ourselves the chance of getting the SPP. Be nice. Two words, and I've already found a better cosmetic than everything in BB3. You mean a fashion revulsion? There is going to be some kind of redraft in Rebel. We don't know exactly what yet, because they're working it out still, but there is going to be some kind of redraft in Rebel, which is exciting. Send help. My £20 cat has been on my lap for 30 minutes. I need a glass of water. Sorry, Moradam. That's not how that works. The lap belongs to the cat now. Rebel redraft. So you're telling me Div 4 held. There's no Div 4 now because it's the first season, so every division is parallel. Next season there will be divisions, with like higher and lower, I think, but. Oh, they brought back the extra emotes, didn't they? I don't think I have the. Oh, I do. All right, I'll do it at the end. I'm gonna feel mean about it though, because poor Phage. I'll feel better about doing a hot dog emote if Phage scores first. Which I think is what he's going for here. So like, dodge and give the ball to the blitzer. So like, there's actually like a two-edged sword here, right? Like on the one hand, obviously it's nice for me to score and get more SPP, but actually, like if Phage scores, if Phage gets levels on this player, then Phage will have that player against my rivals in the division. So it's not entirely bad for me, even if it hurts my touchdown difference. It does have an upside.
Did you know it's rumored that Spike magazine
So just gone straight for the pass, no dodge. It's a 5+. They've failed it. They've got pass skill, which has failed. And yeah, that has, unfortunately for Phage, that has validated my approach of putting the pressure on, I guess. So we bonk you out the way. We've got to do a pickup and a rush. Uh-oh. Makes it. Well, this has been a very fruitful game. I feel like this could easily have been very different. Like, when I went in for the ball at the beginning, there was a real risk point where I was out of rerolls and it could have swung like hard against me. But instead we got that touchdown. Then we rolled the casual 6 to get the second touchdown. And do you know what? I'm going to let Phage hit an extra player because they're journeymen. Yeah, and then it all just spiraled in our favour. No, Lapam. I'm building a Juggernaut Frenzy War Dancer. I go away 5 minutes, suddenly it's 4 now. There have been some elf things. There have been some elf things. Free reroll for me. I'll have to return to Rebel once Goblins drop. Oh my god, it's going to be such a good day. Probably won't happen forever because they're releasing teams so slowly. But one day there will be Goblins. Double skull, they've got a reroll. It's okay. And it's a wrestle piece. So it's still okay.
I should probably say something meaningful to all our Cabal Vision viewers.
Got at least one knockdown, but they didn't get a kill. Yeah, this has been a very, very lucky game for us. Very good outcomes all around. Really nice that we can just put Mighty Bow now on Elgaday. We can take the stat roll and catcher. I don't know if I'll be able to do them right away on stream because games have to be validated in Rebel, but those things will be possible. 2043, is that the Goblin Day? Did I say Hage Day Day? I hope I said Hage Day Day. Stupid 60 Day Day.
Stupid sexy Flanders!
Well, I gave them for journeyman, but none of them got hurt. Stupid elves. Oh, poor Phage. I think they've had a rough season so far, but in some ways that's not surprising, is it? Because the nobility aren't very good. So we got a journeyman MVP is why there's no one showing here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that is that. So the way that Rebel works, we oh, I've got to hot dog. Oh, okay, I'll do it on the next one. The way that Rebel works, we manually validate the games, and then an admin validates after that. So we manually validate on rebel.net because they have amazing crafty people over at Rebel who worked out ways to do that save doing everything in game. But we can't manually validate on rebel.net until the report gets sent through, and I don't really understand how that works. So I can't do what I'd like to do. What would be nice after these games, at the end of the games, is to like do a proper wrap up and go, so this is what our team looks like and this is what the standings look like. Unfortunately, because of that little delay with validation, we can't do that. But I can say that we know that that was our 5th game and we won it. So whatever happens, we're going to be top of the table again at the end of this round because we were top going in. So 15 points we will be on, and that means that we put the pressure a little bit on the teams behind us that are chasing us. I did a big talk through of how Rebel playoffs work at the end of my last stream, I think. But essentially, first place guarantees playoffs and likely seeding as well. Second or third place, you are more likely to go into play-ins, and play-ins is like a round before playoffs, basically. So it really is just an extra round you have to go through if you get second or third. But an extra round is a big difference in Blood Bowl. That's an extra chance for to have a bad dice game or for players to die and things like that. So definitely we would like to get top if we can. If not, second or third. Second guarantees play-ins. Third place you can miss play-ins, but it's most third place teams will make play-ins. So there's a good chance, especially having already put 5 wins in, that even if we finish third, we'd get that. So ideally, we're aiming for first. Failing that, top 3 should still get us what we're aiming for. Phage, thank you so much for the game. I'm sorry that was super rough for you at times. So yeah, you definitely did not get luck, and my 6+ pass was really obnoxious, and I'm sorry that it worked. I mean, I had to try it, right? Because like, why wouldn't you? But the fact that I just made the 6+ pass that reroll was just straight up rude. But yeah, it's actually 5-0-0 Shamba. That's the unupdated standings. So yeah, once the game is validated, that will be 5-0-0. So 5 out of 9 games done, and 5 out of 9 games won is a nice place to be. We can't see the schedule here because for some reason they don't show it to you in game. But we do know our next opponent. Our next opponent will be Monkey Chunks, who I think is having a rotten season so far on the OWA, even though they've done a sensible thing and taken the tree. Everyone knows tree's better than ogres. But yeah, that'll be our next game in round 6. And then I think the last few games after that are all against the top teams. We still have Noctifier to play, so we still have to play second place. We still have to play Werecaster, who's third place. And we still have to play Morka, who hasn't got so many points, but Morka's a really good elf coach. So I think we've got like our 3 really tough games coming up at the end of the season. So even if we're in a good position now, I'm not counting any chickens because yeah, we've got some head-to-heads to come with the people who are closest behind us. You have hit validate. Oh, I'll check if I can do it on mine then. Maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to do see it all. Validate. Clicked. It'd be great if we can see all of the SCP and stuff before I move on. 6 chickens, I counted them for you. Base logged in. Hey, there you go. So there you go. It's updated now because I hit validate. 5 wins. Yeah, that was a really nice nice win to get because it puts the pressure on those teams behind us a little bit. Werecaster was talking smack on the Discord, saying he's coming for me, so pressure back on them. Werecaster's Undead have got Skaven next, and Noctifier's Chaos Renegades have Linen's Lizards, which also is an interesting one for the standings. So getting interesting at the top of Big O Div A. Does that mean our SCP is now in? Teams. Oh, the SCP is now in. Okay, so we can do everything. All right, so I'm gonna roll the stat on catcher. Movement is perfect. Movement is the most likely you're going to get. So for anyone who is unfamiliar with the new level up system, you roll a d16 is what happens in the tabletop game for your stat, and I think it's something like 10 of the outcomes allow you to take movement. There's only like 2 that allow you to take strength, and there's somewhere in the middle that let you take agility or passing. Movement now costs 20k to add to a player, agility costs 40k, and strength costs 80k. So strength is really hard to take except on very specific situations, but movement is actually what we want on this catcher because we're trying to turn this catcher into our 1-turner. So we are very happy to take movement here. And I think we will go ahead and put a secondary skill on Elgaday. Elgaday we want to have Mighty Blow because even though you're elves, you still want to be able to punch things. So we're going to go ahead and take those skills now. The plan, as I was saying during the game, have 1 Mighty Blow Tackle War Dancer, 1 Frenzy Juggernaut War Dancer. It's not how I would always build a Wood Elf team. Normally I would start with Strip Ball on one and Tackle on another, but I'm really thinking about the format of this league with Rebel. if we're trying to get into playoffs with a team that is ready to be as good as I think it can be for playoffs, I think we have to like beeline for certain things. And I think getting this for the 1 turn was one of those things. I think getting Mighty Blow was one of those things. The Frenzy Juggernaut is a bit more of an indulgence. That's just like a thing that I like having on a Wood Elf team, but I think it can be really helpful. So getting those things locked in now, really, really nice in terms of where we're trying to get our team to. We've got loads of money in the bank, so next game I'll almost certainly go ahead and buy the catcher and the reroll, but I will wait just to see the TV balance for that matchup before I decide exactly what I do, because I might also buy the thrower instead of the reroll. I'm deciding on that. So, but almost certainly a catcher, and then it's either third reroll or thrower. So yeah, this is that was game number 5 of my Rebel season. I'm going to wrap up here for the YouTube video. So if you are watching this on YouTube and you've enjoyed it, then please do leave a like and subscribe.